Don't remember what I was saying. So I actually took a class on punk philosophy when I was here.
Oh, wow.
And one of the things that, I forget who said it, and I wish I could remember because it would be more relevant, but somebody said that punk rock was sort of like graffiti on a prison wall, which I think has like two awesome meanings. And one of them is pretty negative, and one of them is pretty positive, in that like it's a culture of people that's trapped in a prison. And like so, and the graffiti on the prison wall becomes sort of like a meaningless effort in that they're not going to be getting out. But at the same time, it has this sort of positive notion of like a culture that fights back against the thing they can't escape anyway.
Mm-hmm. Like you could have nothing and you still want to create.
Yeah, right. I think that's sort of that's one of the best ways that I've ever heard punk rock described.
Rebellion and fertility.
Rebellion and
futility.
Yeah, totally.
Not fruitility.
Futility.
I said futility.
Rebellion and fertility. I mean, fertility is rebellion. It is part of punk rock, especially with like, oh, dude, I do have a way to elaborate on this. It's a different question. It's on a different part of the page.
Oh, okay.
So I guess on the topic of punk rock and fertility, how have your views on punk rock changed as you've gotten older and like kind of grown from like a kid into an adult, and maybe your views have shifted?
Yeah. I mean, the kind of punk rock I guess I subscribe to is one that doesn't really take it seriously. Like I'm a lot more politically correct than I used to be, and that I think that just comes from getting older and evolving. But I still don't take that many things seriously. Least of all, like punk rock, and that I don't think has ever changed. But
awesome.
Yeah, I mean I use it a lot less as a qualifier for music. And I think I on the whole listen to a lot less of like what's considered punk rock because I'm lame, I'm old.
Such a dad.
But then again, I guess I think of things more as punk now that I wouldn't consider punk.
Mm-hmm.
Like
what sorts of things?
In the great "Is Miley Cyrus punk or not?" debate, I would probably argue that she is a punk.
Yeah, right.
Because who cares?
Because like, why the hell not?
Yeah, she's funk as puck, for the radio.
Yeah.
And,
awesome. Miley Cyrus is punk rock.
Yeah.
She's got the haircut.
And there's an awesome video of her smashing the Wii
state?
guitar or whatever.
Oh. I thought you were talking about the Wrecking Ball.
That's where my mind went
to.
Oh, okay.
I was like, and we're back to fertility. Man, I don't know. You wanna ask him? I wrote mine down for this reason.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, there are just a lot of things I guess I'd like to ask somebody like you, right? One of the things that I want to ask just as somebody who's like a music nerd. So I was like, we've spent the last few weeks digging through some of your music, I guess, which is kind of creepy to say, but
we listen to everything.
Everything you've ever written.
Everything.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
But you guys did some music with Future of the Left like a pretty long time ago, right?
We did a tour with Future of the Left.
Right, and like a split too.
No, we never did a split with them.
Maybe that's. But
somebody put out a split.
That would be cool.
I think somebody put your music together on the record somewhere because I came across it recently.
Oh, it might have been an Extra Mile Records compilation.
Okay,
yeah. Yeah, we got on that Extra Mile comp, and Future of the Left was on there too. Can't remember what song. Good band. I really like Future of the Left.
And so they have one of their musicians is from McCluskey. Two of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Falco is one of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember the other guy's name.
Jack Eggleston. He's the drummer.
Yeah. So they're a band that, in my opinion, had a lot to do with like where punk is now, and they're such a freaking cool band. Was that? I mean, I guess I didn't really have a good question other than like, was that awesome?
Let me answer your question in one word.
Do you remember when the thing was happening? Wasn't that cool?
Totally.
Yeah, totally awesome.
Totally awesome.
Cool. I was hoping you'd say that.
And so I guess my follow-up is, and you mentioned yesterday that you listened to the Dead Milkmen, and like I also really like the Fugs, who I think are in a pretty comparable scene. Some of your music is like super nihilistic, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Did you take a lot of influence, or are there influences from the past that have made like nihilistic music, or like some of those people who like didn't take punk seriously but made punk rock music?
Oh yeah.
Other than like McCluskey and the Fugs and the Dead Milkmen.
Yeah, Dead Milkmen, I've been listening to them since I was like 5.
Yeah.
My mom had their tape.
Cool.
And played it a lot. I think I learned a lot from the Dead Milkmen. And the Fugs, I've never heard of them, or I've never listened to them, but I read Ed Sanders' book on the Manson family.
Okay.
And he talks a little bit about his time with the Fugs. So I'm interested in checking them out. They sound right up my alley.
Yeah, they have 2 records. I think it's called Fug's first record and Fug's second record.
Cool.
But
They had a good marketing guy.
Oh yeah. I think they did actually. I mean, LA back then, you could totally get a good marketing guy if you're a weird hippie band.
yeah, totally.
Your buddy will do it for a lid.
Man.
Are you talking like influences, like lyrical influences that don't take stuff seriously?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah. Silver Jews.
Okay, yeah.
They can make incredibly poignant music that has a sense of humor. It's not musical comedy, but it's good music that can make you laugh and also really make you feel stuff. I think Shoo Shoo, Jamie Stewart's.
Okay.
People wouldn't characterize Jamie Stewart's music as not serious, I don't think, but lyrically, he plays around so much with words and language, and he actually has a really, really good sense of humor. It's really serious music that doesn't take itself seriously. You guys have never heard Shoo Shoo?
No.
I haven't heard Shoo Shoo.
Never.
They're wicked. That XIU.
Oh, is that how
Oh,
you say
Shoo
it?
Shoo.
Yeah.
Okay, because I just heard the record Nina, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
That's an awesome record.
Nina's
Super
odd.
killer.
So good.
Yeah. I've been saying Zuzu.
I've been saying Shoo Shoo,
Yeah, so all of us.
but phonetically that threw me off.
I'm sure they're all right.
Shoo Shoo.
Jamie from that band sang on our record, which
really?
was I'm so excited.
On Christmas Island.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Nice.
on the song Coffin Dance.
Okay.
So cool, so cool.
Radical. Okay. I guess on the topic of your lyrics, there's kind of a motif within your music where like you borrow, refrains or lines from other songs like Woody Guthrie, like Simon and Garfunkel, but then kind of add your own little. Talk to me about like that choice, or like that process.
That's like thinking about that. It's kind of like trying to be a part of a lineage, and I like putting in kind of familiar things in the songs. Like it tends to make me smile. Just like finding a way to sneak stuff in. We have a good Lazarus reference, or to Lazarus. What's the Goodbye Horses? We have a Goodbye Horses reference on our new record.
Nice.
Just a little one. I don't know. It's just fun. It's fun to steal and borrow and recontextualize. Like I just get a little thrill, a little kick out of it.
I mean, it seems to kind of fit in with like the whole. I mean, out of folk punk, it seems to kind of fit in with like the folk ideal of, these songs are sort of traditional in a way, and that's what traditional music was. It was like, passed down and amended, and people would change lyrics and
totally
trade verses and whatever, and that's like, that's cool. It's kind of kind of modular. You just grab something, stuff it in there, and like, we're part of this now.
That's like that's also a pretty huge theme in hip hop music. Taking even so much as like taking a beat and kind of a cadence and doing your own thing with it. And yeah, just like contributing. It's, I don't know, with hip hop tropes and stuff, it's kind of like a hashtag game. And I kind of I sometimes think of it that way, with the borrowing and the the folking.
That folking borrowing.
You guys have really great questions, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks. We thought about them a lot.
Heck yeah. I'm glad. I'm so glad.
So one of the other things I wanted to ask you, and you can say like as little or as much as you want about this. I guess it's mostly just about like lyrical content. I don't know how you feel about like now hearing you talk about some of the stuff that you've written in the past. I don't know how much I'd like to ask you about that, but I think one of the things that's probably been talked about. No, it's cool. I mean, it's your music. But there's this game that you play with like with symbols of divinity and the divine in all of your music. Do you want to say anything about that?
I like the way you put it. It's a game.
Yeah.
He was a literature major.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really great concept that you can kind of like freshen up and return to at will, because you're invariably, anytime you like come back to it, your perspective on it's going to have shifted.
Yeah.
So that's just like super easy fodder for songs. And I don't really have any clear agenda with like God when I address God in songs, but I sure think about it a lot.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
So I have a question from the Reddits.
Redditors?
This comes from Redditor Coco's Coffee. So you guys had a successful crowdfunding project to get yourselves a van, right? A Sprinter, and it went like double over what it was supposed to, right?
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, that's awesome. So like, how's the new ride?
We are still watching the market for a good Sprinter to come onto it.
Oh, okay.
We've looked at a couple, and we want to make sure that we make a really, really responsible decision with our listeners' money.
It's so punk rock.
We've put in an offer to one from another band. Fingers crossed, but we're gonna wait until something with the lowest miles, some good condition comes up, and I'm pretty sure we'll have it for our tour in June.
Nice.
Cool.
And in July.
Cool.
I'm really excited. I hope. Can't wait to PIMP it out.
Can we?
For the radio.
Oh God, I've said that so many times. Can we not say that?
That's why I spelled it.
Let's do it, John.
Because radio people can't spell.
I remember. Okay, so we came and saw you. You guys played at the Che Cafe probably about a year ago. Was Jeff Rosenstock was there? I think
Yeah,
Future of the Left was
they
there,
were.
and Sledding with Tigers.
Yeah.
And I remember, I'm remembering now this moment, especially now that we're kind of like talking about the ideals of punk rock, where you guys were on stage, and I think some kids had jumped from the roof of the Che onto a van that was either yours or like one of the other bands there.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, and I remember like
that was the van we had rented after our last van died.
Man,
Died at sea.
if only they had jumped on the van that was going to die.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
That would have been convenient.
Or a van that was just ours, period.
She's like, dude, like, I have to give that back to somebody like that now.
Totally.
No, but I just want to say, like, I remember you guys handled it. Yeah, whatever. It's the most expensive camera and it's dying. Whatever. No, but I remember you guys handled it really well, and you said some words kind of akin to like, look, like, I know you think punk rock, like, isn't giving a damn about anything, and I know you think it's about like, not really being respectful of anything except, your own intentions or your own impulses. But like, that's not cool. Being punk rock is respecting like an all ages venue and like the people who try to support it. Like, being punk rock is kind of abiding to the idea of a community thing and not just acting recklessly.
Did I say that?
That's along those lines.
Whoa.
I'm probably paraphrasing, and there are probably a lot more F-bombs. I don't know.
I'm really well spoken.
It was remarkably.
So articulate.
He took a sip of tea right afterwards and a puff off of a pipe, like a elephant tusk pipe, and then put on your dinner jacket and walked off the stage. Yeah. My question is, that was cool.
Question mark?
My answer is thanks.
Man, this is going well.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah, no, I'm loving this interview, guys.
Cool.
This is I'm serious.
Cool. I'm liking it kind of a lot too. Okay. So should we do another question from Reddit?
I wanted to ask you.
You're more important.
Totally.
And that's high praise coming from me.
Thanks, because you think you're super important?
No. It's because I like Reddit a lot.
More important than Reddit.
Dick.
More important than that. So your new record is called Christmas Island.
Mm-hmm.
I have a long relationship with Christmas Island in kind of a weird way.
Which one?
The place.
The one by the equator or the one near Australia?
The one near Australia.
Oh, okay.
My relationship with it is only insofar as like I thought it was funny since I was like 7.
Did you know there was 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say like this would kind of be like Christmas for you.
Whoa, a second one. One of them is cooler than the other one. It seems like.
I'm not picking favorites.
It would be
But
unfair.
how did you get into the Australian Christmas Island?
Well, actually, it comes from like being on the internet as a child, and where you have to pick what country you're from. I just always chose that.
Oh, cool.
That was like, screw you, you won't know where I'm from. I'll be from Christmas Island. And then I found out that it like has a lot of exotic animals and it's like a worthwhile ecosystem and stuff. But I guess I just wanted to know like what's with the name, you know?
Oh, it's worth a Google.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, in the context of your album, what's with the name?
it's worth a Google.
Yeah,
Worth
right.
Googling?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Check
I'm
it out.
winking
Okay.
for the radio.
All right, they can see. Damn it. Oh, okay. Somebody wanted to know if you've named any of your instruments.
I've named one instrument.
What'd you name it?
Tiny guitar.
What instrument was it?
Tiny guitar.
Yes.
Yes.
I knew it. I was like, I'm going to make an educated guess.
I've named. I'm really bad at naming stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Have you,
don't
you've
have.
named other stuff?
No, I don't name anything. Like my dog has a name already. And I've never been on the. I've wanted to like name a guitar or something. Have a sentimental.
It's such like a bluesy thing to do, right?
Yeah, totally. Like, oh, this is Darlene or whatever. A lady's name.
Is my guitar Chet?
Jazz.
Todd.
He's here to party. He likes to
Randy.
shotgun beers.
Yeah. Todd's like a PV Raptor.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the convention of naming things I think is kind of fun. Like, I mean, I had a dog named Patcher, but I've also named every stuffed animal I've ever had Patcher. So, like, I guess that was kind of... Then I named my car Audrey after Audrey Hepburn.
That's cute. I like that.
Well, it was partially so, like, whenever she doesn't... I bought her used, and I didn't know how to drive stick when I bought her, so whenever she didn't work, I have, like, a name to yell. Like, just like, God damn it, Audrey! Like...
Oh, wow.
It's really cathartic. I recommend it. If you end up buying a crappy van, like, name that sucker because it'll help.
Yeah.
You can say some mean
That's
stuff to
cool.
it.
I like that. Do you feel kind of like your car has a soul?
A little bit. I mean, when she does good, I pat her right on the
Yeah.
steering column. Just like, good work, Audrey. She's gotten
That's
me out of a
awesome.
few accidents and into another one, but I mean, she's human. What can
Yeah, totally.
fallible?
I was
She has
watching
flaws.
this documentary about robots in Japan and kind of their role in society and how it's growing.
Okay.
And they talked about like Japanese culture, like, and this is kind of a leftover from like the Shinto religion, where Japanese culture kind of believes that everything that was made by man has its own soul, and like even not made by man, but if like rocks or so much. Oh man, I'm getting tripped up in my words.
We'll auto-tune it later.
Cool. Oh man, I'm getting tripped up in my words.
Rocks have
Oh man, I'm
names.
getting tripped up in my words.